Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide. It's your guy, Big Will, and I'm back with some boxing talk. Hey, what's good with your fam? I just want to talk a little bit about the trainers of the, the fights that we seen this past weekend, man. I want to talk a little bit about Lou Duval and Kevin Cunningham and the role that they played in their fighters fight. Should we be talking more about it, man? I'm gonna start off with Lou Duval. Lou Duval, he had a, he was a pretty good boxer. He had a pretty good boxing career, man, decent career. But when he stepped up in competition, he fell short to guys like Roy Jones, Johnny Nelson, a couple other dudes, man. But overall, he was a slick boxer, man. He was southpaw, you know what I'm saying? He was a good boxer. But as far as his training methods, man, I'm gonna be a little critical on his training methods, man, because I think that his actions Saturday night in the fight against Marcus Brown may have ended BADOU Jack's career. Let me say that again. His actions in the fight Saturday night with Marcus Brown may have ended BADOU Jack's career. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. That gash in the middle of BADOU Jack's forehead, the one that took 100 and something stitches to close up, right in the middle of his forehead. We all seen how deep it was. We all seen how much blood was leaking from it. Do you really think that cut's going to heal anytime soon? When's the next time that we'll see BADOU Jack in the ring? BADOU Jack's 35 years old, man. That cut's not going to heal anytime soon, in my opinion, man. I don't care how much plastic surgery you get or what is done to it. That deep ass gash in the middle of his forehead is going to be a problem if he ever decides to fight again. You understand what I'm saying? And Lou Duval telling him that the cut wasn't that bad, you know what I'm saying, was terrible. It was terrible. You know what I'm saying? The guy is leaking blood. I never seen a fighter bleed so much, man. Did you see Tony Weeks' shirt? Tony Weeks was covered in blood. The whole ring mat was covered with blood. ADRIEN BRONER and Manny Pacquiao had BADOU Jack blood on them. That's how much blood there was in that ring, man. And then not only that, but the advice he was giving them in between rounds. You know what I'm saying? He telling BADOU Jack, who couldn't see, who's fighting off pure heart, who's losing the fight badly, in my opinion. He's telling him it's time to Mike Tyson. It's time to Mike Tyson, which I interpreted it to be, it's time to go in and KO this dude, which BADOU Jack has never been a KO artist. He never been a one-punch knockout artist. You know what I'm saying? So what is he talking about? It's time to be a knockout artist. It's time to be Mike Tyson. I didn't get that, man. I didn't get that, man. In my opinion, man, he set his fighter up for failure. He claims to care about him, man, but when you're down that much on the cards in the 10th round and you're bleeding like you've been shot, you're bleeding like somebody's died. You know what I'm saying? And you keep trying to give your fighter this false sense of security, telling them the cut's not that bad. I promise you, the cut's not that bad. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And BADOU Jack need to really think about that. You know what I'm saying? His wife need to think about that. Whoever loves him need to think about this dude. Keep telling him to go out there and fight. You know what I'm saying? When you have no chance of winning the fight. In the 10th round, by the 10th round, there was no way BADOU Jack was going to win that fight. You know what I'm saying? There was just no way he was going to win. And then his strategy to win was something else that disturbed me. He kept telling him to keep going in and let Marcus Brown grab him so he can get disqualified. What type of strategy is that, man? Hoping that the referee disqualifies an opponent. You know what I mean? Lou Duval is terrible, man. Lou Duval's terrible, man. And I might take some criticism because of this video, man. But in my opinion, man, you don't do your family like that, man. You don't do your guy like that, man, who has no shot of winning the fight in the 10th round, who's leaking blood, you know what I'm saying? Pints of blood, maybe gallons of blood, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of blood in that ring, man. You know, as you lose blood, you get weaker. You know, people die because of loss of blood. And this guy's just leaking all over the place, man. You know, I think it was a terrible job by Lou Duval, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think BADOU Jack's career may be over with, because we know no telling how long that cut takes to heal. So that might be the last time we see BADOU Jack, the 35-year-old BADOU Jack. And it'll be all because of Lou Duval, man. You know, he should have stopped that fight, man. He should have stopped that fight. You know what I'm saying? And Kevin Cunningham, you know, he has a stellar reputation. Everybody calls him this no-nonsense coach, man. He came in. The reason why Kevin Cunningham is there, because Mike Stafford told Adrien Broner the truth. In that Mikey Garcia fight, Mike Stafford, who has been with Adrien Broner since Adrien Broner was 7 years old. You know, Adrien Broner said Mike Stafford used to whoop his ass like he was his son. You know what I'm saying? Mike Stafford didn't bite his tongue with Adrien Broner. And in that Mikey Garcia fight, Mike Stafford was so pissed off with Adrien Broner, and he let him know it. And he let him know it on TV, man. You know, he said, "What the fuck are you doing?" Excuse my language. He said, "Are you scared of this mother effer?" You know, he said, "You gotta let your hands go, man." He was hollering and screaming at Broner, man, and Broner didn't like that shit. Broner didn't like that. That's why he went down there to South Florida and got the services of Kevin Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Cunningham came in as this no-nonsense trainer, supposedly. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, he wasn't on Broner's ass like he's supposed to be in between rounds. You know, instead of keeping it real with him, instead of telling him how the fight was really going, he giving Broner this false sense of security, telling him, you know, Broner come back to the corner. "I won that round. I won that round." He said, yeah, you won that round, but you got to let your hands go a little bit more. You know, and goddamn well, he ain't win that round, man. No way in the world he won that round. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't real with Broner. You know what I'm saying? Through the whole fight. You know, he's telling him, "Your movement's good, you're doing a good job, and this and that, man." Instead of instructing him on how to win the fight, instead of telling him, "You're behind, you need to do A, B, and C to get back in the fight because you're losing." You know what I'm saying? You're losing. He didn't tell him that. So all that no-nonsense talk that people say about Kevin Cunningham, man, you can throw that out the window, man, because that tells you right there that, you know what I'm saying, he's not his own man, man. He's worrying about what Broner, you know, he worried about his next paycheck. He know Broner's in the big leagues. You know what I'm saying? He's afraid of what happened to Mike Stafford happening to him. You know what I'm saying? And he don't have the type of relationship that Mike Stafford has with Broner. You know what I'm saying? So if Broner get mad at Kevin Cunningham, his ass is out. You know what I'm saying? Where Mike Stafford, you know, that's like his dad. So he could get mad at him, but he can't put him all the way out. Kevin Cunningham's ass would have been all the way out. You understand what I'm saying? And Kevin Cunningham was worried about that, man. I just think some of these trainers need to take responsibility of their part, in some of these fights, man. You know, and Lou Duval and Kevin Cunningham did a terrible job, in my opinion. A terrible job. You know what I'm saying? And they need to be held accountable. This is Big Will for Big Faces Worldwide. I'll holler back.